We are in Filmbase. This is the headquarters of Hard Working Class Heroes. This weekend there has been 104 bands playing all over 7 venues in the city, and tonight we will have dozens more to finish out our last night of the festival. And you will, if you want to check out more, you can go to HWCH.net. Tonight is the last night. It's your last opportunity to check out some new bands, and we have more coming up tonight in the next hour. We'll have 3 bands here tonight. We'll have Wild Promises in later, Hair Squid, and we'll also have some special guests as well. But first up, we have a band called Acrobat, and they're going to play a song called Not Back Down.
Your best laid plans before the rain washed out the color from your face. Still no change, and still no force for anywhere else, Then here is where you had to be, the force that pulls you back to me, the push, the chance to kiss defeat, the lips of possibility, my love. In the madness of these places, I will find you in the crowd, in the force of the vibration. I'll find you in the crowd tonight. I will hold and not back down, not back. Sky before the rain washed out the color from your eyes. Failed 2 times, but you couldn't see here. No, you couldn't see. So play what you wanna remember. Here is where you had to be. The force that pulls you back to me, my love. Of these places, I will find you in the crowd again, in the force of the vibration. I'll find you in the crowd tonight. I will hold and not back down.
Mark, can you join me? That was the song from Acrobat. That's called Not Back Down, and they are playing in Meeting House Square tonight at 9 p.m. Mark, how are you doing?
Good. Excited to be playing across the road here in Meeting House Square in a couple hours' time. So we're just getting ourselves organised. Looking forward to it.
Very good. And is this your first time playing Hard Working Class Heroes?
It's our first time playing Hard Working. I mean, 1 or 2 of us have played in different bands over the years. Obviously, Hard Working Class Heroes has always been hugely supportive of new bands, kind of anyone who's putting something together. All you need to do is actually apply, put something in, and they'll kind of have you along. And it's.
So I think it's kind of important to recognise that, like, a lot of bands start out and maybe they don't finish, with one. They end up somewhere else. Yeah. So maybe give us a bit of background about how you guys got together.
Well, myself and Nisha originally kind of played together in another band, which kind of ran its course, came to a point where we were like, okay, that's where that band is. We're going to kind of do something else this time. And we kind of got Jacob involved, who we found him actually on Grafton Street. He was
on Grafton Street.
He can still be found on Grafton Street, busking. So I'm serious. If you're, kind of walking past, throw him a few quid, buy one of his EPs. And Connell was a friend of mine from years and years ago. In fact, we kind of met around the time of Hard Working Class Heroes 2006, if I remember. And we'd always kind of played music together on and off, and really wanted to put something together So that was kind of how we got together. Recorded an EP in May, which is out on the 31st of October, and that was the first single from it.
It was called Not Back Down.
Not Back
Yeah,
Down.
yeah, very good.
It's out right now, video on YouTube, all that kind of stuff.
So the EP you recorded with Rob Kieran, isn't that right?
Yeah, yeah.
Who is now well known now because he is the producer of one of the biggest albums in Ireland anyway, and certainly maybe internationally by the end of the year, the Hosier album as well. So what did he bring to you guys as sound, and how did he work out with you?
Incredible experience working with Rob, because he just has a really clear vision of kind of, you'll come in and kind of play a song to him in a rehearsal room, and one of the first things he often says is, right, okay, band, stop playing, take an acoustic guitar, you play me the song, I want to hear the song before we arrange it, you know, and that's always gets the best kind of, you know, he's very true to the song, do you know what I mean? If he hears the song in something, in a demo, that's what he kind of chases after, and we ended up kind of, you know, arriving with something that we were like, this is exactly what we wanted it to sound like. So it's
kind of that classic idea of once you start, if you can write a song on a piano or a guitar, then you can take it to other places, and that's what a really good producer does as well.
You know, a really good producer, I think, can hear where it can go, and can kind of influence you and kind of bring you along there.
Now, the first live shows that you had some nice supports as well on the way.
Yeah, kind of Bastille, kind of strange one for Mumford & Sons for an Arthur's Day where we were playing in Toners, and you know, I mean, look, you know, it's great playing with bands because you see exactly how things work, and you get to play in great venues. We played the Olympia last year with Mark Owen, which was great. Because it's kind of, you know, this massive stage, incredible sound system, and, you know, it's quite different playing on those stages than it is playing, you know, kind of in smaller venues or in pubs or, you know, things like that. You get used to kind of exactly how that works.
And when you're a new band starting out, where people don't know you, do you enjoy that kind of process where you kind of are introducing yourself as well?
I think, you know, it's always a challenge. Every gig you play, I think no matter how big your band gets, every gig you play, you're still trying to kind of connect with people and kind of get across what it is that you're trying to bring to the party, if you like. And,
sure, yeah.
You know, the more people, you know, that you can kind of play to and try and get that message across to the better, you know.
So what's next then for you guys, for Acrobat, in the next 6 months or so?
In the next 6 months or so, EP is out on the 31st of this month. After that, we're hoping to organise a bit of a jaunt around the country. We'll kind of get across to Galway, down to Cork, Limerick, wherever else, Belfast hopefully. And after that, we're already looking to the next recording, you know. We're kind of, you know, just literally writing all the time, demoing, that kind of thing. And yeah, really kind of just, you know, excited to make another EP and, you know, see if we can kind of, how that fits with an album or anything like that. Obviously, you'll know yourself in terms of, you know, album versus EP, whatever it is. For us, it's just, let's keep writing songs, because, you know, everything you do leads you somewhere else and kind of gets you more experience and that kind of thing, you know. Sure.
Okay, so you're going to play us one more song tonight. And what is the song called?
The song's called You Move Away.
And it's from?
It's from the EP as well. It's track 3. It's kind of, this is an interesting one to do acoustically, because when you hear it on the EP, there's piano involved. It's kind of, there's a lot of interestingly affected guitar sounds. Rob is particularly good at those. So to kind of strip it back and play it acoustic is something that's we're pretty interested to do. So
okay,
let's
great.
see how it works out.
Okay, well, Acrobat are playing at 9 p.m. in Meeting House Square outdoors. They're just a few yards away from us, but I'm going to let you get ready and play your last song. So yeah, if you want to check out any more of the bands playing, hit HWCH.net. And tonight is the last night, so it's your last opportunity to come back in and check out some new bands. But here is Acrobat.
I'm way too open now, I know. Sleep softly, I won't let you go. I'm here, I don't want to lose this. I'm out here saying over again, you know how I feel, you know how I wait for nothing. Please tell me what you're thinking now. Sleep softly, I won't let you go. You're mine now. I know there's something here still alive. Am I right? Tell me now. I'm out here saying over again. You know how I feel. You know how I wait for you. Saying over again and over again and over your I want your no, don't turn away, don't turn away, 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 no, don't turn away, don't turn away.
That was Acrobat. Thank you very much, guys. And they are playing at 9 p.m. in Meeting House Square tonight at Hard Working Class Heroes. And I'm joined by May Kay. How are you doing?
Fine, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good. So you have played, you're returning as a Hard Working Class hero officially.
Yeah, apparently.
So what does that mean to you?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's lovely to come back thinking of the first time we played in Crawdaddy years ago. I thought it was much nearer than when I looked at the actual year. I was like, oh no, that was a long time ago.
So what year was that?
Oh, it was like 2008, 2009 or something.
Okay, so how many times have you played the festival
This is
now?
the third time. Yeah, the second time was Meeting House Square. So yeah, it's really cool because when we played the first time, we had loads of things, loads of opportunities come out of it. And I suppose like with anything, you can kind of choose to take them or not. We could have been a bit more on the ball, which is the only thing. If I could give anyone advice for it next year, it's too late to be taken to them now, but go to all the stuff. It's madness to think to not go to meet all these people.
If you were to meet, like if new bands ask you for information or for like, advice these days, and not just Hard Working Class Heroes wise, but in terms of like, what have you learned in your years of doing this that you were like, I probably shouldn't have done that, or maybe like that would be better if I had done that?
Rehearsals aren't supposed to be fun. So just because they're not fun doesn't mean don't do them. They're pretty crucial. And yeah, nothing beats meeting someone face to face. You know, you can email away or you can tweet at people or do anything like that all you want. But if you actually get an opportunity to sit in front of somebody that you think you could work with and that you'd like to know about your band, get in front of them so you can actually meet them and meet the whites of their eyes.
So you've played Hard Working Class Heroes 3 times now.
Yeah.
But how many years have you actually been here?
I would say every year. So
And
I'm like, oh, none of the other years. I wouldn't come as a punter, no. I'm only joking.
What kind of highlights do you have from over the time of being here, being at Hard Working Class Heroes?
Janie.
'Cause I particularly remember stuff like Peaches playing in Meeting House Square, or the Cast of Cheers playing in Workman's Club, or
The things in Peaches, weren't they back to back that year at Meeting House Square? And that was amazing. That was actually, yeah, that was really inspiring to see that show. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I actually kind of, yeah, that's amazing. Thank you for it.
It was like,
Was that a Hard Working Class Hero show?
it was.
Okay, that's good to know.
And then as Fight Like Apes are back and they're playing tonight, you're playing at 11:10?
Yeah.
11:10, Meeting House Square. What are you looking forward to about, like, or how has your weekend been in general? Like,
It's been amazing. I've seen some great gigs. I was on stage with I Have a Tribe last night, which was one of my favourite things that's ever happened to me in my whole life.
right.
Yeah, I got to sing a couple of songs with them, and they're just such a gorgeous band. And the atmosphere last night in Button Factory was incredible. I saw Dear Desert on Thursday night, who were amazing, brand new. I'm so impressed with how they sound and everything for such a new band. I saw Elastic Sleep last night, who I thought were called Elastic Sheep up until quite recently. That makes a lot more sense. They were incredible, absolutely incredible. Really good noise.
Yeah, real noise band, absolutely, from Cork. I was really impressed, yeah.
Who else did I see? Sisters on Thursday night were gorgeous. They're such a lovely band to watch on stage. They actually make sense as a band, and they seem like they like each other. I don't know if they do or not, I can't confirm.
But not only did you play with I Have a Tribe recently, but or last night, but you've also been cheating on your other band by you're on the new La Galaxy single as well.
Yeah, that's been really fun.
Yeah, when did that come about?
Just again, how the I Have a Tribe came about. I stalk musicians that I really like until they go, oh, just let her go on the stage with you. And it works out sometimes. Yeah, no, that's been deadly, and getting to play with them live is amazing. So yeah, that's been really cool. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Hair Squatter on before us.
Hair Squatter just getting set up here, and we'll have a song for them in a moment. But first, you were saying about tweeting earlier on, because you're actually like, you're living a double life at the moment, or this weekend. Yeah, the Queen of Ireland, as she calls herself. She is at Ireland on Twitter this week. So how's that experience been?
It's really nice to have a Twitter account with loads of people. It doesn't really, you kind of get a response to anything, which does make me a little bit lazy though. That's the only thing. If I was doing it again, I'd make sure to be a little bit more on it every time I tweet it, as opposed to just kind of casually. Because once you get a bit of response, you go, oh, that must be fine. When actually you're going to get a response and there's 30,000 people on an account, someone's going to favourite it or something. So
Okay, right, very good.
But it's been really fun. It's really interesting, because obviously the Fight Like Apes account, it's just Fight Like Apes fan stuff, so it's, you know what you're going to get and you're used to it. But that's been really interesting, getting feedback from people from all corners. So yeah.
And you're also getting to kind of promote Irish music as well, and the bands that are playing Hard Working Class Heroes, and you're putting them out there in front of a potential new audience in a way.
Yeah, totally. And I did a competition earlier in the week to do drawings of bands' names, and got some very weird and wonderful responses. But it was great, because some guy sent me a message saying, oh, I actually had never heard that band before, and he went to see them last night and he loved them. So stuff like that's cool.
Great, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Yeah, seeing new bands. So as Fight Like Apes are in between, you had an EP out a few months ago, and you were working on your album. How's the album number 3?
Yeah, it's ready to go. It's just kind of finding a smart way of releasing it, Like, there's been moments that I've wanted to sneak in and just put it online and just be done with it and release it, because it's such a pain having something like that and having people that want to hear it, and just kind of having to hold back, because there's no point in just dropping it into the pond. So
we can expect loads of new songs tonight, is what you're saying?
Yes, a few. We're not going to be too stupid about it, but definitely a few new songs and a cheeky cover as well.
So you can catch Fight Like Apes tonight at 11:10 in Meeting House Square at Hard Working Class Heroes.
Come outside if you want to. Come outside, it might haunt you. Come outside if you want to. Come outside, you'll admire life outside.
Yeah, outside. No, it's not definite. Nah. It is far less of your estimate. Nah. Listen to my blah blah testament. Nah. You can get hurt if you mess with it. And that's life. Yo, guess what the question is? Nah, yes, who you rep, who you represent. Cause it is like heaven and hell in this element. The hell am I hanging with? Am I hanging with the wrong guys? Are they real? Are they fake? Are they odd? Nah. What's the deal? Y'all don't rate me at all. Nah. If I make it, would you ever apply, bro? I don't know. No, I don't know. Y'all cold, I know, but it's all good. Outside could be less of a hobnob. No, but I'm hanging with the wrong dog.
Come outside if you want to. Come
Come outside, it might haunt you. Come outside if you want to. Come outside, you'll admire life outside.
It's cold outside, still kinda warm, but it's cold outside. Controversial drive, only you supplied. Set aside these tied up lies, you trying to make a mess of it. Small world, but we all so separate. I don't know why, but I'm certainly most definitely. I'm tired of this, losing all the true views, scooped and abused it cluelessly. Trying to find out how to use this too. Held by so many, only used by few. It's cruel, but you know that it's true. Pity I can change my views, but you feel that it's worth your while. Might as well step outside, but I don't wanna go outside. Cause it's cold
Come outside if you want to. Come outside, it might haunt you. Come outside if you want to. Come outside, you'll admire life outside. Baby, I've been thinking lately, yeah, this world is kinda crazy. But come outside, you'll admire life outside. One more time, baby. I've been thinking lately, this world is kinda crazy. But come outside, you'll admire life outside.
One of you guys, that was Hair Squad with Come Outside. You want to join me? That was really nice.
Thank you.
And so you guys are from Blanchardstown and Tala.
Yeah, myself, I'm Tony. I'm from Tala with Enoch, and Jesse's from Blanchardstown.
No, that's not true. He's from Tala. I'm from Blanchardstown.
That's kind of what I said.
So tell me about when you started out. How did you get together? You were skateboarding together, is that right?
Yeah, we actually just started just over a year ago. Myself and Enoch used to skate in town and stuff, and we bumped into Jesse one day and just, do you want to make a band? That's basically what we did.
Okay. And what did you kind of bond over in terms of musical influence and stuff like that?
We basically all just listen to everything. We like what each other listen to, so that's how we got close to each other.
Because you have kind of a lot of influences in your sound. You can hear, like, you have a pop angle, and then there's like definitely like a rap angle that you have, and like I hear some like ASAP kind of style there on the last track on your SoundCloud, and then there's more bluesy and soulful stuff. So like, how do you what are you pursuing?
Well, we don't have a definite sound in ourselves, so we're trying to mix everything that we like into one genre, and then that's basically our style.
Okay. And are you looking forward to playing tonight?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And in terms of like live performances, how much have you played around town?
We've played a good few. I'm not sure about the numbers, but we've done a good few, and we're hoping to do more.
Now, on the list of your accomplishments on your Breaking Tunes page, it says you were followed by Nardware. Can you tell us a bit more about? Did you badger him?
No, I actually don't know how he did it, but he followed us, and we were so happy, so we had to follow him back, and he's still there.
Yeah, he's a bit of a legend, that guy. Yeah. So what is the plan for you guys for the next 6 months or so?
I hope we're still a band and just keep making music and stuff.
Should we maybe just explain the name, because I'm sure maybe a few other people have been wondering where it comes from.
It's not really. It's our hairstyles, as you can see. Enoch's hair right there is square, and we mixed it around square head and it's hair squared.
Because there is already an Irish band called Squarehead.
Yeah, that's basically why I couldn't pick that.
Well, there you go. There you go. And yeah, so you're playing at what time is it you're playing at?
We're playing at 10:20.
10:20 in Meeting House Square. You're going to play another song for us first, though.
Yeah, we're going to play another song, Beautiful World.
This is Beautiful World by Hair Squad. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Fight Like Apes and Make Hay has just been in. So, yeah, it's Hair Squad.
They can take you to the forest, beat you with a rake, and if you are, they're gonna drown you in the lake. It's a beautiful world.
It's a beautiful world.
But don't come out the closet. Life is full of things and it's a jungle. You could only drive the thing.
It's a beautiful world. It's a beautiful world.
Yo, I said I'm lost in the forest of horrors and insanity. Gradually, I casually baffled by the casualties of alchemy. Sad to see preteens trying to chase some dream, but choke on the smoke as the wicked oak hides behind the scene. Loosen mind, tries to blind my eyes, for the eye can see the snotty, dodgy, cocky phase of life. I call reality bites. Profanity strikes twice as hard as calamity. Doesn't leave the scene until the beauty shows.
They can take you to the forest, beat you with a rake, and if you yell, they're gonna drown you in the lake.
It's a beautiful world. It's a beautiful world.
But don't come out the closet. Life is full of fakes and it's a jungle. You could only drive the snake.
It's a beautiful world. It's a beautiful world.
I have been strolling my way around life, living for the moment. I ain't about that life. It takes time to realize that he's watching over us. But once you do, you realize you're living life without no fuss.
Yo, don't care if you don't believe us. I wrote this poem to see if those who see that even blood to make you closer brothers. Either it's hate the God that we trust and put your trust people realize the evil, but I rapture say I vote for Jesus. A kid in vans of creepers is reaching out to a creep. Start a park, sleeps her till it's dark and puts her in his Jeep, and God knows, God bless her soul. Amen. Please let us know.
They can take you to the forest, beat you with a rake, and if you yell, they're gonna drown you in the lake.
It's a beautiful world. It's a beautiful world.
But don't come out the closet. Life is full of fakes and it's a jungle. You can only drive the snake. It's a beautiful world. It's a beautiful world. They can take you to the forest, beat you with a rake, and if you yell, they're gonna drown you in the lake. It's a beautiful world. It's a beautiful world. But don't come out the closet. Life is full of fakes and it's a jungle. You can only drive the thing. It's a beautiful world.
It's a beautiful world.
I'm joined by a man who's known for, we talked about Hosier earlier on, and you are responsible for the Take Me to Church video that was released last year and blew up as well. So Brendan, this is Brendan Canty. He is a music video director and a talent spotter as well, and all sorts. You're a jack of all trades at this point. But do you want to give us a brief maybe outline of what you're at and where you're coming from?
Yeah, I mean, since the Hosier video, I think we were doing kind of DIY music videos, small budgets, started off doing stuff for free. After the Hosier video, I mean, our trajectory kind of shot up a bit. We got signed to an agency for music videos, and we started, I guess, doing stuff for, it was slow to get used to it, but now we're starting to do stuff for, I guess, bigger budgets and more label acts and stuff like that.
So then tell me just about, let's just talk about the video, because I'm sure you get loads of attention for it. Just tell us a bit about the idea behind it and then how it kind of came into fruition then.
Well, I found the track online, tweeted about it. The label Rubyworks got onto me and asked me to do a video. I pitched an idea not too dissimilar from the idea that was there, but it was more about kind of a wartime kind of suppression of intelligence sort of thing. And Andrew came up with the idea, was like, well, why don't you do it about the kind of situation that was going on in Russia at the time, where there was kind of, that law came in about, homosexuals and, they weren't able, that whole situation around the Sochi Olympics. And we were like, why don't we base it around that? And so we kind of took that idea and just kind of built the story around that, and the metaphor of the box and all of that sort of stuff. We built the narrative, and then we went and shot it in 3 days, and it was up online 2 days later.
How many views are we at now? I mean, it was the last time you checked.
11 million.
11 million views. That's incredible.
Spiked recently after the release of the album and stuff like that. It was crazy.
Of course, great. And now he's like internationally, people are discovering that song and the video through, his releases and all that kind of stuff as well. So it's a bit of a different thing. So then going on from there, like what have the last year, what have you been doing with yourself in terms of music video stuff? Because I know you also do, you have another side as well. You have a label side and a visual side.
Well, the whole thing with Feel Good Lost was, it was like, I was I mean, videos are my main thing, but I love the graphic side, the design side, and I guess through doing videos, I learned how to produce art to get artists out there and stuff. So I started kind of take interest in managing, and I met Ian, who's the producer behind Young Wonder, and we started managing those sort of things, which developed into a label. And now we're kind of at a point where I guess the money I'm making from doing the music videos, I'm able to put into kind of the label side of things. So we've got kind of some exciting acts coming out on Feel Good Loss in the next year, which we have been working quietly in the background the last 2 years on. Young Wonder coming out with a new album. There's new stuff coming from Talos. We're going to do some stuff with Connor Walsh, Cert One, Joni, loads of stuff. It's really, really exciting. So next year is going to be a big year on both the music front and the video front.
Yeah, because a lot of those bands have also played Hard Working Class Heroes as well in the last few years. And so for you this year, what are you looking out for in terms of, are you looking for talent? Are you looking for people you can do videos for? Or what are you looking for when you come to Hard Working Class Heroes?
It's kind of, I guess it's kind of talent really, just kind of a spark or anything that, I'm not looking for any specific acts to sign or anything. You just kind of looking to catch talent, looking to see who the new people are out there, because I think you mentioned a tweet earlier that how bands are getting a lot smarter these days, and they kind of know how to get stuff out there. And I mean, Elastic Sleep are a great example of that. I mean, their artwork is just incredible, and I made a point the other day that you wrote something on your blog about the best acts, and on your header you had Elastic Sleep's image, and I mean, you picked that image because, well, they're a great band, but the image was just so striking. And like stuff like that can get bands that extra bit of attention because you had it as your header. So
it's a funny one because around the context of the Hard Working Class Heroes Festival, you always get asked about like what can a band do to get out there. And so I wrote a piece this week that basically explained that. But part of that was also, you know, it's so important. Your visual is like half of your band these days, because it's your first impression. Even if you have a Facebook page or a Twitter page, that little picture is your first impression before you even see or hear a note. Yeah. So I think it's really important, and that's where you come in as well.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, if you're going down to SoundCloud or on a blog, it's an image that's going to attract you and want to play it. So the image has to match the atmosphere. It has to match what your sound is. It's so important. It's a calling card. It's a business card. It's everything. And I mean, I'm not a musician, but I'm so into music, and music inspires me visually, and vice versa, I think. So it's huge. It's as important as the music, I think.
So what's next then for Feel Good Loss? What are you looking at in the next 6 months?
Yeah, again, just more videos. We're trying to expand our team. We're coming from a DIY background, and I'm so proud of that. And that's the way we're going to run our things in the future. But definitely, like, I do too much. Like, I produce, edit, shoot stuff with Connell. But we're trying to like delegate tasks and find people we can really trust to do stuff like that. So that's the video front, just expanding a team and doing bigger and better stuff because of that. On the label front, launching a label and properly releasing really strong and good, talented Irish acts and giving them hopefully a platform that they deserve. Yeah.
And father of an only son, he said it runs in the family, digging up the words from a hollow creek. And weren't you the only one, a misspent father of an only son? He said it runs in the family, digging up the words from a hollow creek. Now you move into Ballymore, you couldn't take it anymore. Right here in suburbia, and now you move into Ballymore. Or would you dance at the devil's door? Right here in suburbia, where there's nothing left. And you were the only one who never believed from the heart. I drowned before I'd become dead in the middle from the start. And weren't you the only one? A misspent father of an only son. He said it runs in the family, digging up the words from a hollow creek. And now you're moving to Ballymore. You couldn't take it anymore. Right here in suburbia. And now you're moving to Ballymore. Would you dance at the devil's door? Right here in suburbia, where there's nothing left. And now you're moving to Ballymore. You couldn't take it anymore. Right here in suburbia. And now you're moving to Ballymore. Would you dance at the devil's door? Right here in suburbia, where there's nothing left. Now you're moving to Ballymore. You couldn't take it anymore. Right here in suburbia. And now you're moving to Ballymore. Would you dance at the devil's door? Right here in suburbia, where there's nothing left.
That was Ballymore by Wild Promises. Come join me. Do you want to just introduce yourself and the band?
Sure. So my name is Fergal. This is Keith on the piano, Paul on the cajon. I was supposed to be blocking him during the performance, so there's his lovely face. And Cian is on the glockenspiel tonight.
Okay.
But
And you were,
yeah, it's not his main instrument. He plays everything. So.
okay. And you were playing tonight at 10 to 11 in the Grand Soul, is that correct?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So let's start with that song.
I'm not a man for looking after time, so.
Well, you better be there on time now,
yeah.
or you'd be in trouble. Well, let's start with that song, Ballymore, because to a lot of people it's their first introduction to you as a band, but it has a very unusual history, I guess, in terms of its process and where it came from, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we were kind of writing, recording an album, and we're always kind of looking out for songs to cover anyway, and I don't know, but we just like to give our own interpretation of songs sometimes. And Keith was actually sent a song. These guys suggested that we might be good at it, and these friends of ours, Sullivan and Gold, they're a great band from Belfast, so they sent it on to us, and we kind of run out of money, but we played it in practice, and it seemed to fall together quite easily, and so we found a room somewhere, we recorded drums in a stairwell, and we had this idea that it might be a secret track, but as soon as we started mixing it, it sounded like it just had a little bit of magic. And so we're really grateful to the band In Others' Blood that wrote it, to allow us to cover it, and that people have accepted it as our own interpretation. And
Did they have a recorded version of the song prior to this, or they just were being altruistic and they basically gave you a song?
no, they have a recording of it. It's out there on Spotify and stuff like that. So it's quite different to ours, but it's great, you know.
And then the video for Ballymore as well, Colin Russell did a really brilliant job on that. Do you want to just give us a bit of background on it? It's really worth checking out if you've not seen it yet. It's really great.
Yeah, so the video, like, we used to try to get involved in the video making process, but this time we just, like, having seen the quality of videos over recent years, we just kind of accepted that maybe we weren't the people to decide the themes of a video. So we gave Colin the song, and he kind of ruminated over it, and he went through a couple of different ideas, and by taking that time, he kind of found this theme, you know, like, to go for a video without a narrative, just imagery. Could a video with an artistic video, just imagery, work in this day and age? So it's a lot of beautiful imagery from suburbia. It's kind of places that look familiar to everybody and nobody at the same time.
But it fits in with the song, the sentiment of the song as well, very well. And then beyond that, so we were talking earlier on to Acrobat, and they had been in other bands before, and they had played Hard Working Class Heroes. Now you guys were in a different guise, am I correct? Do you want to tell us a bit about, like, you've played Hard Working Class Heroes before, is that right?
Yeah, we've played it a couple of times. So we used to be a band called the Dirty Nines, and played Hard Working Class Heroes a couple of times, and it was the band we started when we were kids, you know, and we kind of got to a point where it just felt over in a weird way, like the end of a relationship in some ways, you know. And you know, Cian kind of talks about this time we were in Canada actually, and we kind of got back from Canadian Music Week, which is a little bit like this, and we just kind of weren't even talking to each other, and it just felt like the end of something. So it was either go our separate ways or try find what everybody loves about music again and do it all together at the same time.
So how did you kind of recapture that magic in terms of like your interest in working together as a band and your songwriting?
Well, a lot of it came actually from doing different things in our personal lives actually. Like we'd all kind of left college and stuff like this, and we'd taken whatever jobs, but we all kind of found our passions in other aspects of life, which kind of reignited the types of music we were into. And so Keith works, you know, he does special effects and things like that for movies. I went back and studied contemporary music as a master's, and Cian works in radio and all that kind of side of things, you know. So it was kind of like reinvigorating our personal lives, kind of led us back to the music that we love and the joy of actually being in a band again.
So, and in terms of Hard One Class Heroes this weekend, have you been around watching bands? Anything you're looking forward to seeing tonight, if you get the chance to?
I haven't actually managed to see anybody, but there's so many great people on the lineup. Like, it's great to see Planet Parade back. I caught them in Block T last weekend. Maria Somerville is amazing. I saw Ham Sandwich, who were massive influence on us choosing our producer for the album and everything. And look forward to see Spies later on as well, actually.
Great. And then in terms of the next 6 months for you guys, I think you have an EP on the way, is that right?
Yeah, we have an EP, so it's kind of exciting for us to put out just a release. Like, it's been with us for so long, and so the EP itself is like we're going to try to do one that kind of shows our softer side and one that maybe is a bit more upbeat.
So 2 EPs and 2 very different sounds, isn't that the idea?
But we'll do one first and then we'll do the next one, so it's resources, you know.
The producer you worked with was Carl Odlum, right?
Yeah, so it was actually Ham Sandwich's last album that we just thought it sounded amazing and that he might suit us. And we loved stuff he did with Glenn Hansard and Fionn Regan and Gemma Hayes. He kind of gets this earthy, organic sound, but manages to kind of include electronic elements and get you to get the best out of yourself as well.
Okay, sounds good. That's what a good producer does.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
what, you're going to play another song for us before you go. What song are you going to play?
We're going to play a song called A Simple Connection.
Well, you get yourself ready. Wild Promises are playing tonight at 10:50 in the Grand Social. And yeah, enjoy.
If I leave, take a plane to the city, I'll be broke and I'll choke if you're not with me. Circumstances, they tease, they goad me. This is life and it's why I'm unhappy now. And oh God, I wish I could stay, but I just can't find a way. So I'll go without saying a word, not a word, no. It seemed simple to me just to connect when you opened your heart like an inlet. You would smoke, I would talk, feel the moment, and it worked, now it hurts. And I'm thinking of how, oh God, my choices were gone. I could take, I could leave all but one. So I'll go without saying a word, not a word, no. And if you're far from me and you lose control, you lose control. If you're far from me and you're on your own, if you're far from me and you lose control, you lose control. If you're far from me and you're on your own, remember once before you felt you couldn't endure, but you found some strength, you found a friend. You never know what you do, but you saved me too. Can you do it again? Oh. Again. Oh.
Thanks, Wild Promises. They are playing tonight at 10 to 11. And also special thanks to any of the bands that came in. We had Acrobat and we had Hair Squid and we also had May Kay and Brendan Canty of Feel Good Loss. We're about to go off and see some bands because it's the last night and it's your last chance. So HWCH.net, and if you can't make it for whatever reason, it's hashtag HWCH14. From me, 909, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you again. Hard Working Class Heroes. See ya.